Royalties of peace during the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. How you're doing today? It is another water day. Yes, another water day. Today is November 15th of 2023. One more week to Thanksgiving. From tomorrow, we have one more week to Thanksgiving. How are we all carrying on with this journey of peace during the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace? We must hold on to the end goal of perfect peace. No matter what state we are of this complicated existence, we must be able to hold on to integrity, perfect peace, knowing that even when we were a child, we were integrity in the eyes of everyone carrying us, even though we had no idea. Growing up, they start calling us stubborn ones, of trying to find ourselves, the integrity, confused of who is receiving integrity and who is not. Am I your integrity being your child? Or are you my integrity I'm growing up to learn from? Who role models who? Who role models who? We come to a place to understand in the center that we both are dependent on each other. When you tell a child you are dependent and not independent, some begin to question, what do you mean I'm not independent? And what do you mean by you are independent and I am dependent? We must be able to draw the line so that children can have their integrity. Some get so confused and silence. In silence, they grow and become complicated grief. And you wonder, but how did this child lose their integrity? This so well raised child of a sudden becomes the stubborn one, becomes the one being locked up. And you're asking yourself, but where did I fall short of teaching this child well? Just that point of not letting the child know the difference between the two of integrity. We all are at different points of life, but of equal integrity. Upside down, we call ourselves. The feet carry the head, and the head directs the feet. Now we know of Parkinson's, the shuffling of the feet, and the mind knowing very well that it's supposed to walk, but the feet cannot comply. Well, if you're worried about Parkinson's being so complicated to talk about, when you want to eat, but your mind is full, sometimes you walk all day and forget to eat, and you have to be reminded by your alarm. It's time for a meal. What is going on? Why is the physical not complying with the mind of expected, yet both integrity to each other? In this complicated state, the mind cannot be out alone. Inside out is impossible. You cannot invade the mind with the outside. While we struggle with the outside when it invades the mind, we always look for someone to restore us to expect it. No matter how much they try to encourage us to expect it, it's never enough. Even when we say, oh, we are all well. Even when we say, I had a headache yesterday, today I'm well, I don't have a headache no more. We know the real headache and the complicated things we see among us. Even when there's nobody all alone, we still have a headache of being in the complicated state. Have I said ice sublimes and water evaporates? No one is left behind. Ice should not feel left behind because water is still evaporating. Do not feel pressured. Do not feel pressured. Have your integrity and know you are okay. Yet, the best of humanity that you can bring out, the better happiness Happiness, even in the physical, is complicated. Have you ever laughed and you can laugh no more? It begins to feel like laughter is a problem. Of your right mind, you know laughter is beautiful, but just the eyes needing to sublime. Laughing and having a pain does not mean that laughter is equal to anger. Peace in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. Today is the 15th. Next week is Thanksgiving on the 23rd. And what is that to us? Is that to us? I did go out today and had some encounters and I was really fulfilled. I tell you the truth, it's never perfect, but I tell you, people are gifted. We are gifted. Like when you go out there, you even see you're greater than yourself. I don't know about you. Even the youngest baby is like God. It's God to me. It's God to me. Like I always say, you need not go to the ocean to know what water is like, but just a drop is sufficient. It's, a drop is sufficient. You need not know about the ripples and complicated state. A smile is sufficient. That when you see someone who smiles back at you in tears, you smile back, but in your mind, Lord, I pray. Lord, I pray that we become integrity. When integrity is the Lord, you pray it on with a smile and pray it in your mind to be fulfilled. Inside out, outside in. In thoughts, words, and action, we express our prayer. The Lord we are is perfect peace. The little pieces we pick up, the others are picking up little pieces. At the end, we find ourselves all work done and all pieces together of battlefield free. Last Wednesday, I was trying to talk about being in the dark. It's not to be complicated, but rather recovering from complication so that in the light you can be perfect. When they say in the dark you cannot be perfect, does not mean you should not seek perfection, because in the light you have to be perfect. You cannot be perfect being human, but you know the mind is perfect, of battlefield free, when the flesh has sublimed. Be you of flesh or of the ghost, or whichever that you are of, we have a mind. There's a mind back in every existence. We have come to understand there is a mind back in every existence. Be of complicated or not, hold on to integrity. Hold on to integrity, perfect peace. You'll be surprised of what awaits you on the other side of brighter light. When the sun is the light, the death of the sun is premature. Premature meaning practice into perfect, not condemnation. How long we have condemned black, dark, has disrupted how much light can be perfect. It's time for us to really walk expectantly. Why am I saying all this? The turkey on the table, a reminder, do not kill, do not kill. Does it mean I should stop eating my turkey? Turkey is not real to me. It's real to you, but not to me. It's not about the strong. It's about work well done. Plant. Some don't eat plants. Are you going to push them to start eating plants right now because they are humans? Our end goal is integrity, perfect peace, invisibility of the physical, of the ice and water, battlefield free. Evacuating the house because there is smoke, because there is smoke, surely there is fire. Like they say, there is no smoke without fire. But you must evacuate the house. And evacuating the house is you still inside trying to extinguish the fire, trying to quench the fire. You still have to be in the house to quench the fire. Those going out of the house is you, and you in the house quenching the fire. You can't just get out of the house, all of you, and leave the house to burn. There must be one working in the house. The last one to fix the house gets everyone back in without fire. It's been ages we know there's fire. Well, some don't see fire, some see smoke, some see fire. Some are screaming, fire, fire, I don't care, it's fire, fire. But when you tell them, explain to me what your fire is like, some are explaining the smoke to be fire. Culture, culture, culture. We come from different cultures. To me, smoke is fire. To you, fire is smoke. Some are screaming, smoke, smoke. Some are screaming, fire, fire. All we know is that there is a problem we need to solve. And the way to solve it is only one way, no matter what your language is. Even if you're speaking in British or in English or in French or in Bafuchu, wherever you're from, speaking does not change the mind's purpose. Battlefield free. Battlefield free. We have one solution. No one left behind. We all are equal. Let's not let our diversities pull us apart, feel greater than the other, the superior. The white people are the superior to the black people. The natives are inferior. The blacks are inferior, but the whites are superior. What does that mean? We all at different levels of the journey, yet must reach destination one. Have the integrity, the end goal in hand before you hear words, so you don't feel dislodged or killed while on the journey. The journey is not your platter for a turkey. It's not a table for your turkey or whatever, apple pie. When you eat your apple pie or your pumpkin pie, you know it's only for a while. The real pie is integrity. You can never cease from eating integrity because you are integrity. It's interesting how you eat yourself, meaning you keep yourself fulfilled. Calling yourself, calling yourself, calling yourself. It's like eating yourself and staying fulfilled. In the physical, it's like eating yourself, integrity, integrity. Despair is all reversed to integrity. When the hunger is despair. Yes, this month, the National Native American Heritage Month, I did read that it was inspired, it was issued on October 29th, 2021, a proclamation designated November 2021 the National Native American Heritage Month by President Biden. Every president has something special that he must do, no matter how weak you think they are. There is always something special that is devoted for their name, for the president of that time. That when that name shows up, that star must be placed on them, that badge must be put on them, that badge of life, of integrity. Talking about this inheritance of a month for us all. Talking about our Native Americans is like talking about our cultures because we are all a people. The first people of America, our miniature of the world. BIA.gov, BIA.gov says, welcome to Native American Heritage Month. At the Department of the Interior, National Native American Heritage Month is celebrated each year in November. It is a time to celebrate the traditions, languages, and stories of Native American, Alaska Native, Native Hawaiians, and affiliated island communities and ensure their rich histories and contribution continue to thrive and ensure their rich histories and contributions continue to thrive with each passing generation. This November and every month, we celebrate the culture and heritage of these remarkable Americans who deeply enrich the quality and character of our nation. We celebrate Indian country with its remarkable diversity of American Indian and Alaska Native cultures and peoples while remembering and honoring our veterans who have sacrificed so much to defend our nation. It says this year's theme at Interior is celebrating tribal sovereignty and in identity. Tribal sovereignty, tribal sovereignty, ensuring that any decisions about tribes with regard to their property and citizens are made with their participation and consent. The federal trust responsibility is a legal obligation under which the United States has charged itself with moral obligations of the highest responsibility and trust towards Indian tribes. This is a little bit of what I can read from this. What am I trying to say? The whites are trying so hard for everyone to see themselves superior. It's been a long time we've been talking about white being the supremacy of the United States of America. But what we have to understand is the need to all become the supremacy. But it takes the legal way and not the complicated way. We are trying to solve our mistakes, reversing them to lessons into a blessing. But we all have a mistake. We all come from traditions that we're trying to become of expected. Like a baby step to an adult step running does not disregard the baby steps, but appreciate the baby steps before taking a run. Without those baby steps, we could not take a run today. Why we must find a day, a month, a place on the calendar to honor our Native Americans, the Native Americans, the first Americans, today of generations of greater enlightenment. We are becoming a one. We are the Native Americans. The miniature of the world is the world. When I am the world, I am the future. We all are the future. Because when one stands, they stand for all. When one is of a greater model, everyone wants to model them. They become a great role model for all to follow. But you follow not forever, you follow to become equal. It's time for us to educate the children of why we are followers. We are not followers to stay under another, but to become equal. It's time to renew our minds. It's time to renew our minds. It's time to renew our minds. A designated place on the calendar, November is chosen to be this place to honor the Native Americans. I'm talking about native. Native meaning your culture, where you started from. You begin to realize it's not just about the first, but every first arrival here. We honor every first arrival here, and you cannot push them apart. Shockingly, they are all even more bonded together than we are today, of now, of a greater mind, sublimed, evaporated. Gaseous state is the free state of being. We know that the Native Americans, they have these feathers that they wear on them that reminds them of being angels, that reminds them of being greater minds, greater enlightenment. Last Sunday was the Diwali. Diwali, the festival of lights, according to the Indians, the Hindus, festival of lights called Diwali. We'll talk about the Indians. It's amazing how it comes from afar. Of who are Indians? Who are American Indians? American Indians are many people of different backgrounds. But the first, before the white faces showed up, there had been whites here. But what is white? The greater mind, the mind of industrialization showed up. People who don't want to walk with their hands, but build instruments. We talk about the new world showed up, not even the whites, but the new world. Some embraced it with complicated grief. Some were pressured into it to find it okay, but upset of how they were pressured. With time healing, we all must be able to heal, understanding their integrity, while others correcting their mistakes of causing despair. This month is a very beautiful month. These 3 months, October, November, December, is all about spirituality. It's all about the mind, the healing of the mind, the light that we are, integrity. The time we call integrity on the table, when the bird signifies the mind, the turkey only meaning the mind. When your mind is on the table, be an apple pie or a pumpkin pie, your mind is on the table. Should I keep eating or should I cease from eating? I am the mind. I am integrity. The flesh gracefully gives way. I will not eat on the other side. What will I be doing on the other side? Will I still be eating on the other side? All the questions we ask ourselves. Do ghosts eat? Do ghosts have the GI system, mama? The kids will ask you. Where am I from? Did I have a GI system where I was? What's going on? Integrity. Despair. Trying to make a place, but impossible. Impossible to make a place. The shadow can never replace the sun. Our complicated state can never replace the reality we are of battlefield free. I talked about death, testifying death is not vanishing into a complication, but a new living, a new life. Our natives are not dead, but of the new life of integrity, of greater, of understanding, not to fall again. Like the Buddhas would say, when you reach your greatest enlightenment, you quit this cycle of life, of animal or whatever creatures or existence, because you just know that you're not a kid anymore. You don't play baby games. You dress like an adult. You don't go on your knees. You see someone on your knees, you're like, what is that? Only in the complicated state can you see that. Some in the complicated state of full mind, not sure where they are, of why is someone still on the floor, like they are still babies. Where is your integrity? What are the other babies? Who is a baby? Is it the one with the despaired mind of 95 on 100, or the newborn baby? Like light to you, integrity. Look at how soft and humble the baby is in my arms. I feel so comforted. Should the baby really come down for you to feel comforted? Until when the baby is two, it's like the baby was just taking you to the place to start going really off. Do you know what it means to rest and then you get up and start running and run like the worst? That little sweetness that brings the worst for you. Have you ever had that experience of it is so sweet, but oh, I was having but my death sentence. No wonder why the steering part was so good, because we're gonna catch me. No wonder why the lie was so sweet, because it was gonna get me. When that sweetness is that sweetness that is taking you to the place of danger. What is the sweetness of a baby in my arm? The despair upon the baby. We can have stuffed toys. I saw someone with stuffed toy in their cart, and I was like, whoa. I looked at a dog in someone else's arm, and I was like, whoa. What is integrity? What is honoring our seniors? What is honoring those that are advanced of age than we are? Is making lessons from the mistakes and keeping the blessings they still have. Because no one is empty. No one is totally stupid. There must be a 1% good integrity still. The real, the reality that they are of all the shadows that you see. Try to find that one integrity, no matter how mad and upset they are. Remember, they were that little one in someone's arm one day, so soft and tender, like the stuffed toys. It's time for us to remediate. True, gracefully for the babies to have a brighter light, a perfect integrity, without rushing left and right for a fall of not just self but the baby. Did you check the baby? Did you call and check the baby? Did you check the baby? When it's a stuffed toy at home, did you check the dog? No. The stuffed toy is at home. Can you believe the stones are even more alive than we are? The stuffed toy is even more alive than we are. You're trying to ignore the stuffed toy of stuffed toy. I'm too grown for that. But you can have a baby. A baby and the stuffed toy is even more smarter. The stuffed toy asks nothing from you except you put it in them. The stuffed toy does not have a heart. So long you keep them well, it's up to you. The stones are the most greatest existence than we are. Talking about our natives, looking to us like stones. The graves are more alive than we are. With despair. They don't complain. They don't have a heart. They don't feel the sublime. Are humans supposed to be in existence? Are animals supposed to be in existence? But gratefully, no one stays here. The stones have been here longer than we have. It's like they are addicted, and we are their reminder of we can be here. Meaning that they are adults. They are more seniors than we are. We have to respect them. Let's find a place on the calendar to honor the stones. It's what we call our natives. The stones were here first before us. Without the stones, we wouldn't walk. We won't make pavements. We won't pave the paths. Because of the stones, we're able to walk. We're able to run and exercise. We're able to build houses. The living earth was here before us. Some call it Mother Earth. Why not Father Earth? Because there is a maker. The Father is the maker. Father is always the higher. The higher is the maker of the fall. Must be able to reverse a solution. There is no problem without a solution. Before the turkey got on your table, there is a solution of death. It's life. If I have to be alive, I have to cease from eating the turkey, cease from eating the plant. It's gracefully. The GI system should not die, but stay alive. until it gives way, until it sublimes, until a fullness of mind. And the fullness of mind is the universal. Yes, it's not only about self, but the universal. When man is given age 95 to be enough to feel free to age out, living the right mind is fulfilling because the flesh is limited. You cannot laugh too long. 95, you should be grateful of work done. Make sure you do your best of work of the little time you have. 95 years is no time compared to eternity. It's like a blink of an eye in eternity. Even if it's just 1 year, I tell you, it's enough for 95 years of work. 95 is a blink of an eye, so it's a day. To not think, oh, I don't have time to do any good. Just that smile you give the one next door, no matter how many turkeys you've eaten, or that one smile you give the vegan one will make you feel so good. Like, God, goodwill, integrity. There was one able to stand even though I was broken. Look at me looking at them like my role model. And I smile and I regain my integrity of fallen for so long. Can never die a complicated grief, but reversing. The death that I experience is the death of the despair, meaning the despair becoming integrity. I hope this message helps us to reflect without a complicated grief, but seek healthy recovery from our complicated states, amending ourselves, understanding the native that we are of this world is integrity, should not be of despair. Honoring our ancestors is of upgrading, generation upon generation of upgrades, should be of perfected, remembering who they were, people of culture, how they would plant, very cultured in planting. If you see how the Native Americans used to plant, it's amazing. It's interesting how intelligent their planting was for it to grow. The shape of how they will put the plants so full with technology was so much in them, but their embracing of the naturality of life kept them from seeking higher that we do today. Wearing feathers and leaves, today we call out a greater way of expressing from the child taking steps to now an adult. They still lifting us up, are even of greater mind than this technology we have. Let us keep on advancing, reversing every complicated state of the complications that we're having was of the pressure, like one on the ground. When you get up, you feel relief. Must we not keep on enabling the complicated state, but advance to integrity perfect, of none left behind? Let us honor the Native Americans this month, especially looking at the turkey on the table, remembering them with the feathers on their bodies, reminding themselves they are angels, they are birds, they are higher minds. They are higher minds, not the birds that fly out here. Let's not contradict. They are symbols of being humans to the complicated, like some will say the apes are the monkeys, the Homo sapiens were the monkeys. Let's not complicate our existence of being higher minds. Like a baby growing up, a baby is different from a dog. At age 21, you cannot compare a baby and a dog. A baby is not a dog. Our babies are not dogs. Let's be able to enable a distinction between animals and humans. So humans can care for the animals right. It cannot be a stuffed toy in your arms. They have their own lives. But helping them to heal right is living right. You cannot leave the animals behind and only us go up. Know your purpose. The flesh gracefully gives way. Your best is required. Like your smile can only last for just how much you can of the flesh. Every existence sublimes, even when they're getting extinct, let them be. Let them extinct gracefully. Do not enforce. They are keeping on earth when we know we are on a journey. This is a journey. Peace stealing the storm back to peace that has no storm. Looking on to perfect peace. Gracefully. No one left behind. Thank you for watching. And stay tuned for next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Hope going out for shopping should be all about plants eating. The stones carry the plants. The plants eat from the stones. We eat the plants, but knowing we have to gracefully let everyone get their integrity of expected. Is extinction of expected. None left behind. We of higher minds can do greater and better of our own extinction. Advancing to higher minds of none left behind. Thank you for listening today and reflect while we age gracefully. Peace steals the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. Thank you for watching. We are integrity, perfect peace.